1970 Volkswagen convertible, maintenance series, clip 4, changing oil and grease job, October of 2012. In 2009, prior to performing restoration number 2, I put together this book for the kids and grandkids on how to keep the Volkswagen alive after I'm gone. But after I restored the VW in 2012, clip 1 through 44, I decided to continue documenting the various maintenance items I performed. This is clip 4, changing oil and grease job, of the maintenance series. Every 1,000 miles or every 6 months, change the oil and grease the front suspension. Every 2,000 miles or yearly, service the air cleaner. Crank the car to warm up the car engine for about 5 minutes, then turn the engine off. Jack up the rear of the car for easier access. With a 21mm or 13/16" wrench socket, remove the center oil plug and drain the oil. With a 10mm socket, remove the 6 flange bolts. Clean the strainer and flange with mineral spirit and replace the gasket. Rub grease on the gasket so they will stick to the oil plate and strainer so they will be easier to install. Reinstall the oil plate assembly per the blow-up of the oil plate and gasket and strainer assembly as shown. Then add 2.5 quarts of 30 weight HD oil. Jack the front of the vehicle and support it on jack stand. The grease will not go in properly unless the vehicle is raised. The arrows depict the 4 grease fittings on the front of the Volkswagen suspension. There are 2 fittings on each side of the car. Wipe each fitting with a clean cloth or paper towel. The grease fitting is shown clean. Force a little grease out of the gun on a rag or paper towel to remove any contaminated grease. Insert the grease gun nozzle over the fitting. It helps to push the nozzle over the male fitting at an angle and then move straight prior to pumping grease. Nozzle is now shown straight or perpendicular to the male fitting. Squeeze the lever of the grease gun to force grease into the fitting until fresh grease appears in the joint between the torsion arm and the axle beam or the tie rod. Note, keep pumping. You want to change the grease, not just top it off. Grease shown forced out of the joint. Wipe the excess grease with a paper towel as needed. If you have a bad fitting that won't take grease, then replace the fittings. Carefully lower the vehicle and clean up the grease gun and store all tools and supplies. Wash and replace the oil in the air cleaner every other oil change. With a flathead screwdriver, loosen the screw between the air cleaner and the carburetor. Disconnect the vent hose as shown and lift the air cleaner off the carburetor. Clean up the air cleaner with mineral spirits. Add approximately 1/2 quart of oil into the cleaner and reinstall the air cleaner on the carburetor. Clean up the area and store the tube. Crank the car and check to make sure there are no oil leaks. Cost approximately $10, approximately 3 hours of effort.